Yeah.
Yeah, we are live. I will just let you know when it's 3 and we'll begin.
Mm-hmm. So children are joining in. They'll start joining in at 3.
Very happy afternoon to all the students. We are excited as always. Today is going to be a very unique session from all the sessions we've had so far. You can see I have a surprise guest with us. You've met him, you've loved him, and he's back again to make a big difference in all our lives. Just 2 more minutes, Rajdeep. All the kids are joining in one by one.
Mm.
You know, it's so amazing, Rajdeep. They have the exams, and
Mm.
yet all of them attend the session, and so many of them mail us saying, no matter what, we will not miss this session. So it's amazing.
Wow, you should have had a session on them to handle exam fear and study skills. Usually, I do that session for the children.
Right, right. Rajdeep, can you increase your volume a little bit?
1 minute, 1 minute. I'll just ask. Pratyush, just increase the volume. No, no, no. Is it okay? Is it okay or I'm too low, slow?
You're a little on the softer side.
Okay, 1 minute. I'll just ask him if the volume is 100%. Just see if the volume is 100% with him. I'll just call my son.
Sure, sure.
Just see. Volume. Just check up the volume.
Happy afternoon, students. How are all of you? Excited?
Okay, I get it.
Now it's better?
Uh, yeah.
Am I better or is it
Yes,
gone low?
it's louder. It's better.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So just 1 minute to go and then we'll begin. Yeah, even the camera positioning is better. I'm waiting for all the students to join us. Yes, it's 3, Rajdeep. Uh,
Mm.
a very warm welcome to all of you students and a very warm welcome to you, Rajdeep.
Mm.
We've been doing these amazing breakthrough in education sessions for more than 40 institutes across the globe. It's been amazing the kind of response we've been getting. I get mails from people saying it's life changing. It helps them to think, it helps them to decide things better, it keeps them calm, it keeps them inspired. Or it's been a breakthrough in itself to see the kind of mails we've been getting. Just beautiful. And Rajdeep, you know what's most interesting is we'll get a mail from Bombay, we'll get a mail from Salem, we'll get a mail from Coimbatore, we'll get a mail from every different part of the country. And you know, sometimes we'll get a mail from Dubai and New York also. So it's just amazing and it's
Amazing.
so heartening. So today is going to be a very unique session, Rajdeep. I wanted to have a session where we kind of do a recap of everything we've learned so far. You know, so much has happened. They've had 8 breakthrough believers visit them, but it's not about going on loading themselves with more information. It's about what you do with the information that makes all the difference. So I
Mm.
love this little story that one of the breakthrough believers told me. He said that when you sit in a classroom, you're like a pot, okay? And when you put the pot ulta, the all the knowledge falls on it and nothing gets retained, okay? But when you turn the pot around, all that knowledge goes and seeps in. So
Mm.
today is that day when we literally turn the pot around and we take it all in and we seep it in. And I know, Rajdeep, you've been closely following Breakthrough, you've read the book. So I thought nothing better than you and me coming together to have this wonderful discussion and in turn have all the kids also, you know, interact with us. So the first session that we ever had, Rajdeep, was on fearlessness, which was
Wonderful.
with Nyati. You know, especially since exams are here and kids must be going through so many emotions, Why don't you share something, Rajdeep, from your life about fearlessness? It'll be like a reiteration to them.
Let me tell you that one of the most dangerous emotions which you can come through is fear, and all of y'all might be facing your exams now and y'all will get so scared, in I used to have this feeling just before I enter the exam, I'll feel like vomiting. I'll be nervous whether I'm going to do well or whether I'm not going to do well. And there is one technique which helped me a lot, students, when especially while attending an exam or something which you have to face, something which is uncertain, might be an interview for a new college or anything of that sort. It's called this positive mental rehearsal. Now, what is this positive mental rehearsal? Is simply like you close your eyes and imagine you're walking with confidence to the exam hall. Imagine that the paper is very easy and you're writing down the answers one after the other and everything is so fine, and then you say damn good and walk out of the exam hall. Positively mentally rehearse going to the exam hall with calmness, with coolness, with absolute confidence, and do that 15, 20 times. Just close your eyes and do it. Now, when you actually go and face the exam, even when the anxiety comes, you'll find that you'll be very, very confident. So I remember doing this exercise. I'd been told this by one of my teachers, and it helped me a lot. And even then, suppose you go to the exam and you get scared, there is something called grading your anxiety, which I used to do. Another exercise which I wanted to do. This can be in any situation of fearlessness. So, imagine you're going to the exam hall and you feel very nervous. Don't write. Keep your pen down, close your eyes, think you're a thermometer. If I were to grade your anxiety like a 1 to 100, let's say it's 90. So you see the temperature, imagine, visualize that thermometer and close your eyes and visualize that anxiety coming down. Or make it a scale of 1 to 10 if you're there. You're 8, close it, think it's coming to 7, think it's coming to 6. And you don't even have to wait till it comes to 1. By the time you're 4, you'll be more confident and you'll start writing the exam. So those two things were very, very helpful for me because she told your exams are near. I thought this will be a right way to tell you all. Positively mentally rehearse and grade your anxiety. These are very, very effective techniques of dealing with
Wonderful.
fear. Mm.
Wonderful, Rajdeep. And some people are asking that, is this a new session or is this an old session? Because they're seeing you again. This is
No.
very much a new session, and it's newer than you can ever imagine. And trust me, this session is going to teach you more than what you've learned with all the sessions, because it's a recap of everything. And in fact, I want all our students to get involved and interact with us and talk about their learning. So the very first session we ever did was on Nitin Nyati, which was all about fearlessness. It was about, when was the last time you did something for the first time? And I love the way Rajdeep has talked about two amazing points. He said, because your exams are near, it's likely you have fear. What you can simply do is, please positively rehearse. So actually visualize yourself going, calmly opening the paper. Everything you've studied has actually come. So you're like, yeah, it's my day. And imagine yourself so peacefully writing the exam and going, and now that it's digital, still it's the same, the pressure is the same. So visualize the same thing doing it online. The second amazing thing he said is that act like there's a thermometer about fear. And can you literally reduce that fear bit by bit? And it makes so much of a difference. Lastly, one thing I've always done whenever I'm scared, okay, it seems so simple, but it's amazing how it's always worked for me, is that I just simply start counting my breath backwards from 50 to 0. It's like the more I focus on my breath, because I've seen whenever I'm scared, that's the time my breathing becomes very heavy or it's very shallow.
Correct.
The moment I change my breathing and I'm just like 50, 49, breathing calmly, I've seen that fear just goes away.
Yeah. And in fact, this is also one more thing, children. Both air and water are natural stress relievers. So, whenever you're feeling a little nervous, take a deep breath. This will help you. Take a deep breath and let it out. When air gets into your lungs, right, you start breathing a little forward. Deliberately take 5 or 6 deep breaths, as Megha said, and you will feel that the air calms you down. Even water. So when you're studying and you're feeling nervous, the topics are a little difficult, take a bottle of water and keep it next to you and keep sipping a little bit. Take one sip, two sips, and you'll find that you'll calm down quite a bit. So both air and water are natural stress relievers. You remember this. No wonder people tell you, your parents tell you take a deep breath. Always very, very helpful. So Mega, good you brought out that point. Air and water are really good stress relievers.
Wonderful. Air and water, so simple, so easily available, and so effective. What we're going to do, Rajdeep, I really want all of the students to get involved today. I want all of you to type, I am a fearless breakthrough star. I am a fearless breakthrough star. When you even say that, I have no fear and I'm a breakthrough star, you're reiterating to your system, and that's the first trait. So can I have all of you write that in the chat right now? I am a fearless breakthrough star. Do it and then I'll move on. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, Darshini, Pramila, Apsara. I am a fearless breakthrough star. Thank you, Scavenger Gaming. Wonderful. Great Meera, great Arya, great Naman, Darshini, Arya, Raisa, Shrita. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I am a fearless breakthrough star. I love hearing it from Tarani, Darshini, Chitra, our very own Chitra from NSN. It's wonderful to see her comment. And such a simple tip, all of you, water and air. It can't get simpler than that. So that was the first trait we learned from Nitin Yati. Do any of you remember who is the second breakthrough star we met and what was the trait we learned from her? Anyone remembers? Let's hear it from you. Put it in your chat. Who remembers who we met next? Any guesses? Thank you, Saket Rangarajan. Yes, that's correct. We met Dr. Asha, and Dr. Asha spoke to us all about resilience. Resilience is something that's so close to your heart as well. I know, your entire story, Rajdeep, has been about resilience. Today, I want you to tell the students something about resilience, Rajdeep, that's going to be very academic oriented for them. It's like sometimes you get a little bored of studies. Sometimes you do so much of studies, but you don't end up doing well. How can all our students remain resilient no matter what? Can you guide us?
Now, since it's on exam fear and all that, let me tell you, first of all, I'll tell you a story of Tendulkar, resilience, because as soon as you said it, it just struck my mind. And I remember, in 1989, when Tendulkar made his debut, he was 16 years old, he had gone to Pakistan, and it was the fourth test, and there was this very fast bowler called Waqar Yunus, in those days, children, I don't know if you'll know him, and he bowled a bouncer and it hit Tendulkar on his nose, and there was blood all around. And most of the people seeing TV in those days, everybody said they shouldn't allow children to play cricket unless they're 18 years. He was flat on the ground. And then there was this physio of this Indian team. He came running onto the pitch with that ice, so that the nose stops bleeding. India was in a very damn bad situation. They were 38 for 4. They were supposed to lose that match. And that physio started putting the ice. And then he signaled to the dressing room, get a stretcher. This boy is not going to play. His nose is fully broken, blood is oozing out, and he shouted out, stretcher ko lao. And Sachin Tendulkar, in his small, squeaky voice, 16-year-old boy at that time in 1989, lying on the ground, is screaming, मैं खेलेगा, मैं खेलेगा, मैं खेलेगा. He kept shouting मैं खेलेगा 5 times. The stretcher came, but he sent it back. The
Wow.
non-striker was a person called Navjot Singh Sidhu. Sidhu said, I was getting scared because the ball was ripping past so fast. But I said, if this boy can play, even I can play. and Tendulkar put a bandage on his nose. He played that entire day, and India saved the match. So I want you all to all say, "मैं खेलेगा." Type it over there. I will play
Khele.
whatever happens. Correct or no? I will play the game, whatever.
Yeah, so let's say this, let's put this. I will play no matter what. That
What?
says the resilience.
Yes,
I
I will
love
play.
Rajdeep. This is so beautiful, and especially while all of you are writing, I'm going to ask him to mimic Sachin Tendulkar once again. I just love the way he did it. 1 minute. All of you are going to write, I am, I will play no matter what. I will play no matter what. And this plays, of course, the game of life.
Yes. Hmm.
See, little more mimicry of Sachin till they all write.
मैं खेलेगा, मैं खेलेगा.
Just imagine a 16-year-old boy with blood oozing out. You know, sometimes a speck of blood, and I'm like, oh God, I can only wonder on his resilience. No wonder he reached where he reached,
Where
right?
he reached, yeah, that's his
Wonderful, wonderful.
perspective. Hmm.
I will play no matter what.
What?
Yes, Kirtana. Yes, Saket. Yes, Tarani. Yes, yes, yes. मैं खेलेगा. I will play no matter what. And playing is just fun. It's playing the game of life. We're going to play it no matter what. That's a beautiful story on resilience. I love it. The third person that all of you met. Do you remember who was the third breakthrough star that you all met? Do you remember? So first is fearlessness, second is resilience, third. It was a very, very, very fun person. Who was he? Does anyone remember? Yes, Prasanna. Yes, Karthikeyan. This is not Arun sir. This is Rajdeep sir.
No. My name is Rajdeep. Oh, they got confused. Huh? My face looks
Arun
like
looks
Arun.
maybe because Arun looks like you. Thank you, Sandeep's diary. Thank you, Sheetal. Who remembers who was the third breakthrough star? Absolutely, Sri Lakshmi and Apsara. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The third person who came and met us, Rajdeep, was Guru Prasad Makam. He is that naughty Gunda, that chocolate boy with a big smile who could do anything and everything. And the skill that we learned from him was people skills. It was such an important skill because no matter where we go, all we come across is people. You come home, there are people. You go out of home, there are people. You go to school, there are people. You work, there are people. We all have to know how to work well with people. Rajdeep, tell us some story from your life that helped you improve your people skills.
Let me tell you, there's a very famous saying, fools argue and wise people discuss. I remember once when I was in my school, and Amitabh Bachchan was a very famous actor at that time, and I entered into an argument with one of my best friends. I told the height of Amitabh Bachchan is 6 feet 2 inches. He told no, the height of Amitabh Bachchan is 6 feet 3 inches. Now we both kept arguing. I was in 9th standard and we kept arguing. At the end of the day, neither he agreed what I said, nor I agreed what he said. In those days, we didn't have the internet to find out. And you know what? I realized at the end of the day, because of that 1 inch, I lost two things. One, I lost the argument because I couldn't convince him. And second, I lost my friend because from the next day onwards, he was so upset with me because I'd argued him the whole day. So I know at this age, you'll get into that habit of arguing and telling you are wrong, you are not this, you are like that. Don't get into those arguments. If you get into the arguments, you lose two things. You lose your friend and you lose the argument because anyway, you're not going to convince him because he believes what he has to believe. There was this very famous Kannada playwright. His name was T.P. Kailasam. Okay. Just remember the name. You all might not have heard of him. Those who are in Karnataka would have heard of this person called T.P. Kailasam. Now, this T.P. Kailasam was walking with a chemistry professor. He was a Kannada professor. And this chemistry professor told him, I was experimenting today with that green copper sulfate solution. And every one of y'all know, even if y'all haven't done science, that copper sulfate is not green, it is blue. Now, how does TP Kailasam tell a chemistry professor that you're wrong, you don't understand? Being a chemistry professor, you don't even know that copper sulfate solution is blue. You know what TP Kailasam did? He did something so beautiful. He told the chemistry professor, do you know, professor, that copper sulfate solution is that shade of green which we call blue? Do you know, professor, that copper sulfate solution is that shade of green which we call blue? The chemistry professor was so overawed, he hugged Kailasam and he said, only you can tell me in such a way that I understand my mistake and don't make me feel
Bad.
bad. So I want you all to understand, never enter into arguments and lose friends just for the sake of losing a friend. Correct or no? You might be having fans, you might be, somebody say Ronaldo is better, somebody will say Messi is better, somebody will say Kohli is better, somebody will say Rohit Sharma is better. It's okay. Each one of them has their own opinion. Let's respect it. The moment you start fighting and arguing, you start losing out on your friends.
Peace and friends.
Hmm.
Rajdeep, I have to add a beautiful story to this
Hmm.
that I read when I was just growing up, and it impacted my life in such a big way. It was a story where a little boy comes home and he has mud all over his face.
Hmm.
And that little boy has one elder brother and one elder sister. The elder brother sees him and he's like, oh my God, you're so dirty. You're looking so horrible, ugly. Go wash your face. And the little boy says, nothing doing. I'm not going to wash my face. Then the elder sister comes and she sees this little boy with mud all over his face. And she tells him, hey, you look so cute. But if you just wash your face, you're going to look even cuter. Will you go
Hmm.
and do that? And instantly he went and he washed his face. Such a simple story, but it had such a profound impact on me. And it is so in line with what you said. It's sometimes it's just about saying it in a way that's not going to hurt, saying it in a way that the other person understands, and it makes so much of a difference. So
So,
it's
so
wonderful.
students, what you'll have to type is, Mega ma'am, you are so cute. Okay, that's what. And
No,
you're getting cuter. And you're getting cuter.
thank you so much for that, Rajdeep. But what I want all of you to type is, I have wonderful people skills. Let's reiterate all the positive traits. I don't even want to leave it to chance. All of you are going to type, I have wonderful people skills. Can I have you say that? Thank you, Akshaya. Thank you, Prasanna. Yes, top gamer. Ronaldo and Messi is also the best. Exactly. Hey, thanks, Sai Niketan. Please don't type Megha ma'am is so cute. That was a joke. Please
No.
type excellent people skills or I have wonderful people skills. Thank you. Thank you, Darshini, Ashika. Sandeep's diary is going on typing. Megha ma'am is so cute. Megha ma'am is so cute.
My God.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The next person that we met, the fourth person after your Christmas and New Year break, does anyone remember who it was? Anyone remembers who we met? I remember. And let me give you all a small hint. He runs supermarket stores. Who's that person? Thank you so much, Arun Kumar Natha. And Arun, you must know that some of the students mistook Rajdeep to be you. Okay, Sandeep Nitinyati was first. Ratnadeep sir, amazing. So cute. If Sandeep is watching this, he's going to laugh. Instead of saying Sandeep Agarwal, someone is saying Ratnadeep sir for his name. Okay, enough with Megha ma'am is too cute. Let's focus on the session. Sandeep Agarwal. So that was the fourth person we met, Rajdeep, and his story has been phenomenal. It's all about this young boy who joins his family, with a small kirana store. And today it's a multi-crore empire with, literally it's like a supermarket retail. They are the badshahs in Hyderabad, expanding by the day. All of this was possible because of excellent leadership skills. So over to you, Rajdeep. Share something about being a good leader with all the students, and let's see if they
Hmm.
pick it up
Let's
and
see.
show it's a part of them.
Okay, okay. Children generally y'all get confused. What is this leadership? Everybody says you have to be a great leader. For me, leadership is only taking responsibility when you have to take up that responsibility. Doing small things every day where you take up responsibility. So, children, in the morning you get up and then, you leave your bed sheet like that and you run off to school or you just leave it to your mother to take it off. For me, leadership is when you fold that bed sheet and keep it back. For me, leadership is when you eat your breakfast in the morning and then you leave that plate and that glass for your mother or servant to take it. No. Take it inside, keep it in the sink, or if you have to wash it, you wash it. Doing small things every day where you take up a little more responsibility for yourself and for somebody else. When you take responsibility for somebody else, it is leadership. And people will start respecting you when you take responsibility. Just imagine you go and give the breakfast to your mother instead of your mother giving breakfast to you. You're a leader that day, sweetheart. You're absolutely a leader that day because she'll say, "Oh my God, mera beta itna acha ho gaya." So take up those small responsibility. Why was Gandhiji considered a leader? He took responsibility for India's freedom. Why is Virat Kohli a leader? He takes responsibility that when batsmen don't score, he will score the runs on their behalf. Why is Bumrah or Messi or Ronaldo a leader? Because they score goals when nobody else scores
Absolutely.
goals. They take up responsibility. I want you to start small. Today you will make a promise that I will fold my bedsheet because I know this happens. They'll throw it off. I will keep my pencil box wherever it has to be kept. I won't throw my books around. I won't throw my uh, all my dishes around. I will take small responsibilities every day, just a little responsibility, and you are a leader in your life. So just take that, keep this thought in your mind. Leadership is taking
Responsibility.
responsibility.
And I'm so glad you spoke about this, Rajdeep, because sometimes when we say the word leader, it makes you feel very egoistical. It feels very exciting. It makes you feel like, oh, you're in charge. You're
Mhm.
going to literally rule over others, But I love the way you've simplified it and said leadership is about taking responsibility. That is what Sandeep did, and that's what Rajdeep is speaking about, and that's something I'm learning to do in my life. And Rajdeep, I can tell you what a difference it's made. Like
Mhm.
all along, I've known myself as an author. Slowly, I got to know myself also as someone who speaks. And for the first time this year, one thing that I've taken up is this year I'm going to be a leader. I'm
Mhm.
going to be the one taking up all the responsibility. I'm going to be the one taking the lead. So I love that and wonderful. Can all of you type this? I am a leader. I am a leader. We need to become leaders. Top gamer is telling you, Rajdeep, that he does this every day. We are
Wonderful,
very, very
wonderful.
proud of you, top
We
gamer.
need more top gamers like you.
We really need more top gamers like you. True.
We
So
need more top gamers like you.
while they type this, I am a leader, I want us to go to the next person who came and visited us. The fifth person. Does anyone remember who it was? It was one of the most, let's say, sincere sessions. Who was the person who spoke to us about sincerity? Do you remember? You all loved that session with him. Who spoke to us about sincerity, and who is the person who sent all of you so many beautiful surprise gifts? Absolutely, Pinky Arora, Arun Kumar Natha. Sri Lakshmi, you're too right. Arun Kumar Natha. So the fifth person we met, Rajdeep, was Arun Kumar Natha, whose entire dream in life was to become an auto rickshaw driver. That was his aspiration. God had different plans for him, and he ended up becoming the finance director of Amazon. And
Mhm.
it was one amazing journey. He says the one thing that really helped him was to be sincere. He was always so sincere about whatever he did. And I think sincerity is a trait that I'm learning to make more and more a part of me. Any story you have around that, Rajdeep? How has sincerity helped you?
I'll tell you a story. There was this salesman, insurance salesman. He went to a person and he went to a rich businessman and he told the rich businessman, can you take up an insurance policy? I want to sell you this insurance policy for 25 lakhs and you'll have to pay a premium of 50,000 every year. Take up this policy. That rich businessman told, no, I don't want you to disturb me. So he went off. Again, he was so sincere about his work. Every second day, he used to come and say, sir, please take up this insurance policy. Please take up this insurance. He was very sincere about his work. He wanted to sell the policy. After around 15, 20 times, that rich businessman got very, very upset. He looked at that salesman and said, insurance man, and he said, go from here, don't come back after 10 years. The salesman, the insurance commission agent, as he was walking out, he looked inside and he told, sir, I'll come back after 10 years, but do you want me to come in the back in the morning or in the evening?
That is wonderful. Wow, so cute.
And that is called as sincerity. Committing to what you have told you will do. मैं बोलेगा तो करेगा. Correct, Anu? So that is, there was a movie of that Salman Khan. What was that? Wanted.
Yeah,
एक बार बोल दिया तो मैं खुद की भी नहीं सुनता.
I love this dialogue. He says, एक बार मैंने बोल दिया तो मैं अपनी आप की भी नहीं सुनता. It is
Once you say
very
something.
true.
Yeah. Yeah, Mega, continue.
Yeah. So this is what the whole thing is about, sincere. And I want all of you to ask yourself that, are you sincere? And can we again reiterate this fifth trait? I am sincere. Can we all just type it? I am sincere. And you must be wondering, why am I making you all type this? Every time you type something positive, it reiterates to your subconscious and your mind that you are that, and it's just going to play on your mind. It's going to create you in times to come. So let's type it once. I am sincere. I know we are a little out of time, but I want to cover the remaining three traits and let's see if we can do that. Which is the sixth person who met us? Okay, I'm going to give you a hint. He was outside in a government office when he met us. And it was one of the most crazy sessions we ever had because we couldn't help it. I mean, he was supposed to go to the government office in the morning and he had to actually got delayed. And then it was amazing, Rajdeep, this session, because the session wasn't about what he spoke, but how he was carrying himself in a strange situation that made it so exciting. And he actually did this session outside a washroom for us. Okay,
Wow.
because he couldn't help it, and yet he did it enthusiastically.
Excellent.
Yes, Sri Lakshmi, you are Sri Lakshmi. It's wonderful to see the way you're responding. I don't know which school you go to, but you're literally jumping. Oh, okay, all of them are now jumping. Yes, Prabhu Ram, it is. Prabhu Ram had come and met us, and what a session it was, Rajdeep. The trait students had to learn from him was enthusiasm. He had to, by situations, he had to do the session outside a washroom. He did that enthusiastically. It was hot, it was sunny, there were people all around him, it was noisy. Half the time his network wasn't working. And yet, the one thing he did not let go of was enthusiasm. It's one session that's just stayed with me. Rajdeep, how do you use enthusiasm in your life?
Okay, so children, I don't know if Prabhu Ram sir said this to you all. He might have said this to you all, or might be Mega also would have told you all that enthusiasm comes from a Greek word which is en and theos. Theos is nothing but God in Greek, and N is within. So when you have God within you, you are enthusiastic. Okay, remember that's why you have theology, theosophy, all that is study of God. So remember that the moment you become excited about life, the moment you say, I'm going to do it with full intention, I'm so excited, I'm so good, I'm going to do it. When you have that interest mingled with excitement, it is called enthusiasm, and you're promoting God within you. So I'm telling you, besides going to the temple, besides praying, the best way in which you can actually reach God is to be
Enthusiastic.
enthusiastic, because you have God within. Remember N and Theos, correct? So keep this in your mind, keep that enthusiasm pulsating in your heart all the time. Okay.
Wonderful. Can we do something fun right now?
Mhm.
Let's just put both our fists up and just tell ourselves, I am enthusiastic. Let's say it enthusiastically. Please
You want
don't
me to
say
do
it.
it or what, Mega? Or you're telling the students?
I'm telling you also. You're also
I am enthusiastic. Yeah.
enthusiastic.
I am enthusiastic. You know, you do that. Hmm.
Enthusiastic. And you know what? I have to answer one of the students here. It's someone was saying that, ma'am, sometimes there are only these many students watching, sometimes there are only those many students watching. Do you know one thing? Firstly, of course, a lot of schools use links. So, though you can only see 50 or 100 or 200, it's being broadcasted to thousands of students. So, don't worry about that. Second thing is, one thing I've learned is my enthusiasm for a session does not depend on how many people are watching it. Whether one is watching, three are watching, 1 million are watching, or 1 billion are watching, I'm going to give my best. And as you can see, so is Rajdeep. And that is the learning for you. Don't be bothered about who, what, how. You have to do something, you give it your best. The world will follow. The world has no choice but to follow. Isn't it?
Hmm.
So, can we please write, I am enthusiastic in the chat box? Wonderful. Wonderful, Tarini. Awesome, Akshay. Awesome. Sandeep's diary, phenomenal, phenomenal. The seventh person who met us spoke to us a lot about fitness, spoke to us a lot about waking up on different timings, exercising, eating right. Any guesses as to who that person was? Do you all remember? And all of you who've been reading the book, do you remember who this person was? Who was that person? Correct, Pinky Arora, you got it. That was Mukesh Jain. The most, he spoke to us all about discipline, Rajdeep, and
Mhm.
he is someone who's on since the past 20 years. Every morning he wakes up at 5 a.m. And 5 a.m. means 5 a.m., not even 5:05.
Five.
5 a.m. And there are nights where he sleeps at 3 o'clock, but yet he'll wake up at 5. And he talked to us about how discipline has shaped his life. Are you a disciplined person, Rajdeep? And
Very much.
how do
Very
you
much.
use this trait?
He gets up at 5, I get up at 4:15. So
Oh my God, are you for real?
really. 4:30 by 5 o'clock my meditation starts. So I get up at 4:30, 4:15, 4:30. But what I'm trying to tell your children is leave me and leave anybody else. You should be disciplined. I'll tell you the reason why. There was one very famous book which came out, because as we were telling discipline, it just struck my mind. There was this book which came out which was called The Power of Full Engagement. Okay. I don't know, children, if you'll read it now, but I'll just tell you there was there are two authors, Tony Schwartz and John Lower. They wanted to find out the difference between masters and grandmasters of chess. Masters of chess, those people who can defeat 10 professional chess players side by side are called masters. So let's say you're playing, you'll go from one table to the other, you'll beat 10 of them continuously, you get the title of a master. Who's a grandmaster? Who can beat 10 masters? So
Wow.
a grandmaster will have 10 masters playing side by side. He'll go from table to table and he'll beat them in chess. They wanted to know what is the difference between a master and a grandmaster. So they checked their IQ level. The IQ level, IQ is intelligence quotient, okay, children? And The normal IQ of an individual is 90 to 110. So they found that the IQ of a master was around 120, 125. And they said, might be the grandmaster will have an intelligence level of 145, 150. But when they checked the IQ of a grandmaster, it was the same, 125. Then they said, what makes a master and a grandmaster 10 times better? They found that it was discipline. While a grandmaster practiced for at least 4 hours every day, a master practiced 1 hour, then he left it. Again, he practiced for 1 hour, he left it. A grandmaster continuously practiced for at least 4 to 8 hours every day. No wonder Vishwanathan Anand became a grandmaster, and so many of these great chess players. Every sports person you see, they will practice day after day after day, and no wonder they are so great. Okay.
Such a wonderful story, and I was amazed to know that. I thought that a grandmaster would have a higher IQ, but it's just wonderful to know that. And in fact, this reminds me of an interview with Virat Kohli also. I think someone asked him that, how are you so good at what you do? And all he said is, I practice, practice, and practice. And it
Yeah.
takes tremendous discipline to do that. But if you want to be a Virat Kohli, then you jolly well do what you have to do.
And you should remember the slogan of the Indian Army: the more you sweat during peacetime, the less you bleed during wartime.
Wow. The more you sweat during peacetime, the less you
You
bleed
bleed
during
during
wartime.
wartime.
Wonderful. Can all of you quickly write this? Can all of you quickly write this? I am disciplined. And I know that being disciplined is not something that happens overnight, but can we at least begin the journey? I know I have. Ever since Mukesh's session, I can tell you I am eating even healthier than I used to, and I'm pretty excited about that. And so often, Rajdeep, it's very cute. I have this war in my mind. Should I eat this unhealthy thing or should I eat this healthy thing? And literally, it comes to me that after eating the unhealthy thing, my body is going to cry.
Mm,
After eating the healthy thing, my body is going to smile. So
mm,
let me do what after effect, the
mm.
after effect of discipline is what makes discipline amazing. So while doing it, it may not be so fun, but the after effect is amazing. So that's what I realized. The last person who met us, okay, and the concluding part of the session, we met Sushil Mehta and he taught us a very simple thing. He simply snapped his fingers and said, what next, what more? What next, what more? What next, what more? And that's what we learned from him. He is someone, Rajdeep, who always keeps asking himself, and you've read the book, he
Mm.
keeps asking himself, what next, what more? And that has made all the difference to his life. Have you been doing this, Rajdeep, in your life?
Not me exactly. What next? What more? To be frank, I generally live in the moment, but it's a very good trait to have children, because I know people who dream and who think of the future and who actually achieve so much because they have something about the future in their mind. They're thinking what next they have to do, where they have to go more, correct or no? And because they think and dream more, they become so big. Again, I'm reminded of a story of this very famous entrepreneur called Ray Kroc. Children, you must know that Ray Kroc was the founder of McDonald's. Okay. And you'll also be very amazed that he founded McDonald's at the age of 54. Okay. Okay. And listen to this. Now, when he was inaugurating his 100th outlet, one press reporter came to him and said, Mr. Kroc, you're so successful now, but when were you successful for the first time? And Ray Kroc, without batting an eyelid, what did he say? He said, I was successful for the first time when I was sleeping in my first outlet without any clients. So they said, how were you successful at that time? He said, even at that time, I was dreaming what next, what more. I had a dream that I'll have 100 outlets. McDonald's will be the most successful fast food chain in the world. And that dream of mine of what next, what more, where do we have to go from here, kept visualizing in my mind that the feeling which I had at that time is the same which I'm having today. So, children, you visualize, if you think what next, what more, if you dream big, like how Ray Kroc did, and McDonald's is one of the largest fast food chains in the
World.
world, all because what Sushil Mehta sir told y'all and what Ray Kroc did. He kept dreaming. He didn't have clients, but he kept saying, "What next? What more in my life?" And he became such a big.
It's so wonderful. We look at success as what a person's achieved once they've achieved it.
Oh,
But I like the way you said that for him, success began when he had no clients.
clients.
Sleeping in one of those McDonald benches. I didn't know about the story, and it's beautiful. In fact, I've been doing this, Rajdeep. Like, there's certain dreams I have for the breakthrough book. And
Mm,
of course, it takes a little time to reach where, it's a very big dream.
mm, mm,
Even though it's not come true, I keep visualizing as if it's happened. And I don't know, it keeps me so motivated, it keeps me so excited, and so many wonderful things are happening around me because of that. So I'm feeling amazing as well. Can all of us end this session with just quickly saying 3 times the way we did last time? What next? What more? And Rajdeep, that's with a snap of the finger. So join us.
What next? What more? What
What
next?
next?
What
What
more?
more?
What next? What more?
So, so many beautiful learnings in a span of 20. So, how many weeks have we done together? About 14 weeks. And
Mm,
so much of learning, so much of growth. Today, I want all of you, once we end this session, to think of that one trait out of these 8 that you think you most need. And you're going to write about that trait, and you're going to write how you're going to use that trait to make yourself better this week. Okay, all of you are going to do this, and let me see how many of you actually live up to it. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Rajdeep, for
thank you
adding
so
so
much.
much
Thank you
value,
so much.
as always, with all your stories and smiles and wonderful energy that you just bring to everything you do.
Thank you so much, Mega. And y'all can keep typing Mega, so cute. Okay.
Love you guys. See you
Thank
all
you so
very
much.
soon.
Bye. Bye.
Next week, we have something phenomenal coming up. See you there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Rajdeep.